And so today we're just going to go over the top 5 defensive sets for PvP and subclassing. We'll just jump straight into this one. At number 5, I have Impregnable Armor. Impregnable Armor is basically a worse version of Rally Cry. The two-piece is 1,206 max health, 1,100 stamina, and then 1,100 magicka, and then you get 1,650 critical resistance. So the set isn't terrible, right? It fits perfectly into the meta with all this crit damage. And really, if you put on this plus Rallying Cry, everybody who is using any type of crit damage isn't doing very much crit damage. And plus, this comes in, I believe, all armor weights. So it's overall actually a pretty solid set, and it can just really help you survive a lot. It's not the best set that there is for defense, but it's cool to use and it's off meta. So if you're looking for something like that, Impregnable Armor fits perfectly. Coming in at number 4, we have Mars Balm. Mars Balm has kind of always been a really good defensive set, even though I believe it's been nerfed like 2 times already. But it's still a really strong set. It gives armor, it gives 424 crit resistance, it also gives you extra healing by 4%. And then obviously the 5-piece, when you remove a negative effect, you restore HP. And then when you take damage and have 6 or more negative effects, you restore 1100 HP per effect and then cleanse everything. So the set's really good. There's not, the difference here is yes, there's not a whole lot of dot damage in the game because of it's currently like a cleanse meta. But in situations where you're fighting multiple people, right, or you're getting hit by multiple people, which it happens to everybody, not just 1vxers, not just whatever it is. Even if you're zerging, you can get hit by a lot of different Ellie susses and dots, and everybody has like a dot or an Ellie sus on their build basically. So this helps you basically cleanse all of that, gives you a bunch of extra healing, on top of giving you a little bit of armor and some crit resistance. So the set's actually really strong, and is actually really underrated, and it works as a backbar set. You don't have to use this on a 5-piece. You can just put it on your back bar, right? And if you're running Netch, if you spam Netch, right, you're getting even more healing, right? Because when you spam Netch, you get a little bit of healing and it cleanses. And then with this set, every time you cleanse, you get even a little bit more healing on top of that. So it's kind of like giving you like a free vigor tick almost when you stack those two together, and then it works as just like a normal purge. So this is really good, especially if you don't want to run restoring light like everybody's always doing. And with all the current crit damage in the game, you can still build straight into a lot of crit damage and still hit really hard, even with this set on your back bar. Coming in at number 3, we have Trials by Fire. Trial by Fire gives you HP, some armor, some extra healing taken, and then when you're under the effect of an elemental status effect, you gain 8,500 armor. The odds of you being under an elemental status effect in PvP in open world or BGs is almost 100%. And so you're really, with this set, a lot of the time, you're just gaining a free 8,500 armor. Every time somebody applies Ellie Sus on you, you're getting 8,500 armor. If somebody has burning embers or some type of flame glyphs or anything like that, chilled status effect, you're getting 8,500 armor. And because of Ellie Sus is literally probably the best major breach in the entire game, it's free to cast, and it actually kind of does a little bit of damage, surprisingly. It's a really good set, right? There's 2 ways to survive in this meta currently. Before subclassing, you could run something like Wretched, right? And then you could supplement just by using the crit resistance CP. In this meta, you can't, right? You're not going to be tanky enough. You need to stack either a whole lot of armor or a whole lot of crit resistance. And this one meets one of those two by giving you a whole lot of armor. It literally gives you 10,000 extra armor, and it's crafted so you can literally use this in any weight you want. It's also off meta, right? The only bad thing about this is you have to double bar it. You cannot single bar this, otherwise it's just not going to be good. But if you're looking for any little bit of more niche or off meta sets that you can use, Trial by Fire is definitely there for you. Coming in at number 2, Eamon fans, stand up. We are up. We are finally here. Eamon set on the board. Pariah. Pariah gives you an absurd amount of armor, makes you super tanky, plus gives you a little bit of HP, and it's obviously heavy armor. Uh, Basically, the lower your HP is, the more armor you get, up to 10k, plus the 2 armor lines, you can potentially get up to like 14k armor, plus you get 1200 HP, which is always nice to have. This set, it's mostly a 5-piece body set like Eamon runs it, but the good thing about this set is you can also actually only run this on your back bar. You're not going to be insanely tanky on your front bar, but on your back bar, you're going to be absurdly tanky. Because Pariah, especially when you pair it with Undeath, now just every time you start going lower in HP, you're just getting an absurd amount of damage reduction and armor, right? So you stack Undeath as 15%, you stack Pariah, that's 10k armor. Next thing you know, people are hitting you, instead of hitting you with 7k surprise attack, they're hitting you with a 3k surprise attack. So the set is really good. If you haven't seen Eamon use it, you got to see Eamon use it. He low-key has the meta, man. He's got the secret sauce everybody's been looking for. Everyone's always looking for some secret off meta that's actually really meta. Eamon already made it. You just got to have thumbs to use it. And he uses Pariah. So we just got to stop sleeping on Pariah. Pariah is him. He does this. This is what he does. He makes you tanky. He says, hey, you just got hit for a 10k spec bow? Well, guess what? The next spec bow coming your way is going to do 5k. Don't worry, buddy. I got you. So, Pariah easily, I think it was pretty easy option to put this in the number 2 slot. It's there, man. It's there. Makes you incredibly tanky. Plus HP is always nice to have. And then you pair this with another meta set and you know, with a damage set, and you do a bunch of damage. So, there you go, man. Pariah, be like Eamon. Coming in with the honorable mentions. We're going to start off with Ethereal Ascension. KOG used this set before subclassing. If KOG didn't leave us for a Snow Bunny, he'd probably still be here using this set. We miss you, KOG. I know you'll probably roast me when you get back, whenever you do come back. So I'll be looking forward to that, KOG. Right? But Ethereal Ascension, man, it gives you literally 10k armor for free up at all times. And then it also gives you 1200 max HP. There is one downfall with this set, and it's because it increases the cost of your block, sprint, dodge, and break free by 20%. But there are ways to work around that, especially with Netch and Restoring Light. And by the way, if you have this set with Restoring Light, you might literally never die. You might be invincible, right? 10k armor at all times, and then you have Restoring Light, and then you throw on Beetles for your damage. Brother, how are you supposed to die like that? Throw on Corrosive, and you automatically have damage. You know what I mean? So, the set's underrated, slept on. Actually, not that bad, especially in this meta where you need a bunch of armor or crit resistance. Our second honorable mention is low-key one that nobody would probably ever think of. Wheat told me about this set, but it's actually not that bad. It can actually save your life probably quite a bit of times. Is you have the Juggernaut, right? It gives you 2400 HP, and it gives you a potential up to 21,500 armor. Do you know how crazy that sounds? Basically, if you don't know what the set does, when you take damage while under 30% HP, you heal for 4,400, which gets cut in half in PvP, so the healing's not great. But then you gain 20,000 armor for 15 seconds. And it can happen once every minute, and the heal scales off your max health. So if you have max health, you know, it'll be a little bit higher. Still, it's not going to be a whole lot of healing. But brother, 20,000 armor with a defense set on, right? So you're already gonna be a little bit tanky because you're getting an armor stack on there, right? And it's heavy armor, so you're probably gonna be running 3 or 4 heavy, couple defensive CP. Somebody tries to yeet you out of there, man, and then boom, you have 20k extra armor. You're literally gonna be basically invincible with 20k extra armor. I don't even know. Eamon feels invincible with Pariah, and that doesn't give 20,000 armor. People feel tanky with Impreg, right, or Trials by Fire on. This gives double that. I don't see how you can even kill somebody when they get a free when they have 50k armor. That's absurd. So honestly, low key, not a terrible set. It could be used. If y'all use it, it'll be pretty cool, man. Coming in at number one, obviously we all saw this coming, is Rallying Cry. Rallying Cry, it gives you some crit chance. It gives you some max mag. And then, of course, it gives you the 1,650 crit resistance along with 300 weapon and spell damage. The reason it's number one is because the main way to mitigate damage in this meta just happens to be crit resistance. Because everybody has absurd crit resistance. It's what the entire meta is, right? Crit resistance is what you need because Animal Companion gives you crit damage. Adric Spear gives you crit damage. Assassination gives you crit damage and unlimited crit chance, right? You have Monomyth, absurd. Shadow, even more. Khajiit, even more. Next thing you know, these people are at 200% crit damage, and they're basically always hitting you for max, and it can get pretty crazy. And in that case, there's really nothing you can do. But rally, most of the time, people have like 80, 90%, right? Rallying cuts that down by like 25%, plus the base that you already get. So they're not hitting you for all that extra crit damage. Plus you get the 300 weapon and spell damage, which increases your healing. So all around, the set is still OP. It's just what it does, man. It's the best set in the game, best defensive set in the game. It can be used as a damage set because it gives 300 of weapon and spell damage. It's like having a free Hunding's Rage on, right? And a free Impregnable armor on. It basically does what two sets do, but in one set on your back bar, which leaves you room to put on another set. So it's absolutely insane. Obviously, it was number one. Nobody should be surprised. That's all I got to say for today, man. Peace.